Hello. I don't know how I'm doing this bit. How's the mic quality? How's the audio on that? Because I'm using the. I got a new headset, which obviously you can't see. This is VRChat, but. But yes, I have upgraded to a PlayStation VR2 headset, partially because my previous headset broke. And I thought I'd just test out the microphone on it. So, and I haven't really had a chance to test out the microphone before. So let me bring you a bit closer. That's not. There we go. Bring you all a bit closer. I'm noticing the world sound isn't coming through on the thing, but all the menu sounds are weird. Is hello. Sorry, you can tell again when I'm looking at the thing. Hello Ed, hello Phantom, hello Izzy, and hello Ohayate Shogun. But yes, I'm in the forest today. Or a woods. Forest, woods, whatever you want to call it. That's where I am. But yes, you may notice I can actually have my hands tracked when they're not visibly in front of the camera. That is the power of having a slightly fancier VR headset. I thought it was. Sounds like it is. Oh, that's interesting. That's how that's coming through, huh? Yeah. Or is it just really loud? I don't know. I can't tell. I can dab. Yeah, I can do so many things due to the increased range of motion of because it's not because the. Yeah, okay. How I don't know how to change the volume input on the VR headset itself, so if it is sounding like really loud, I can only apologize. You just have to turn the stream down. There's no environmental sounds, there's just the gentle sounds of crickets which don't seem to be coming through on stream for whatever reason, so I don't know what the hell's going wrong there. I really should have tested things beforehand. But anyway. How are all of you? How are you doing? Head pat. Okay. Mm, mm, you watch some cheek rolls. Fine. Mwah. So I haven't changed it, so the expressions are still on the. If I no, that results in God. The all the I haven't like done a different control scheme for it. Make the face, yeah. It's all on that. It's still on the default, so the gestures on the right hand, as you can see, all result in some manner of expression, which I had fixed. You want a headpad as well? Nah. Ah! See, I can do more violent head paddings now because the controller is more first person. This is a special treat for doing. Why am I standing all the way over to the side? Let's stand over here where it's realize I'm actually on screen. But yeah. So I'm still sorting things out. One of the interesting things about the PS2 VR controllers is that they have like I don't know what it's doing, whether it's doing like either treating them as touchscreens, but the buttons are like incredibly like that is me just like it has a it can tell the difference between which button I am tapping with my thumb and if I am actually pressing. You can't really see that because that makes me jump. But that turns my microphone off. But yeah, you can see it's got touching every individual thing. Yeah, it is the PlayStation VR 2, not VR for the PlayStation 2. Oh god, everyone wants headpads. Which I which you can use for the PC via an official adapter. I bought all the kit for cheaper than the retail price. I wouldn't say it was cheap, but by VR standards, it's still very, very cheap. But yeah, anyways, I was saying the fucking controllers have whatever capacitive touch sense they have to know when you're touching a button as opposed to when you're holding down a button, and it reads that as an input. So it's very easy to start because I've still got the settings done where all the gestures are where like some of the hand gestures, and sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. Look. And yeah, it's like it's based on different ones. So this is me touching the grip button and touching the stick. I'm not pressing down on either of them, and that gives me a point with my thumb up there. But if I touch the grip button on its own, that's giving me I'll point with an angry face. And yeah, each individual it's only the face kind of like face buttons, the like start and select PlayStation icon buttons don't seem to do anything. But yeah, it's weird to get hang of, but it is generally overall incredibly so much better than the really, really cheap headset I was using before. Again, really, really cheap, very subjective. That was like fucking still over £100. So yeah, if you want cheap VR, it usually requires you have an expensive piece of tech already, like a decent smartphone, and then you can use one of the smartphone headset things. So I'm in the Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Let's go! Oh, is there actually a Metal Gear Solid VR game? I don't know if that is. Then the question is it on PC? Because if it's on PlayStation, I can't do that because I don't have a PlayStation 5. Or a PlayStation 4. It is not. I thought so. I was like, I definitely remember there being one, but I don't think it was ever on PC yet. I am not using a PlayStation console for this. It is not. Oh, just the VR stuff within because you would have thought they would have like as one large Stitch Konami thing. They would have done a small little Metal Gear VR tech demo. But I guess maybe they'll do that soon. I don't know. But yes, I'm still getting used to the controls of this, but it is so much better. I've been having so much fun. The disclaimer: if you want to buy a PlayStation VR 2, because it is a good. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. I need to. So it's if I hold the stick, like if I touch the stick on this on the controller and the grip button, then I can point without making a facial expression. You lose half your vision when Snake loses like that would be funny. But yes. Is that you do need to make it does require a bit more fiddling. It doesn't just work as so much out of the box because you do need to have especially if your PC doesn't come with like super good Bluetooth built into it, you might still need a Bluetooth receiver that you can actually position because its controllers link directly to the Bluetooth controller. I just realized I am not standing in the designate in the play area circle, which means I'm probably very close to knocking something over. But yeah, it's good. The only thing I miss from my old VR headset is would be the like the fancy speakers, because that's the one thing the HP Reverb G2 did have, is it had the same speakers, little over-ear speakers as the Valve Index, which is very nice. You can see there are some cases where the tracking does get a bit lost. That's going to be, I think like having your hand tracking go a bit sometimes off is going to be a problem with any VR headset that isn't using those little boxes all over the place to give you multiple angles. Knocking things over with my friend Noz. Oh. What could you mean there? What could you mean? But yeah, it's cool. Definitely, if you've got the money for a pre-owned PlayStation VR 2 in decent quality, highly recommend it. It does say it's for angling. You need the adapter box and everything. You need a little adapter box. You need a bunch of cables that it doesn't come with. And you need to have I have a little. I might still try upgrading, but I've got a little VR dongle. because Bluetooth dongle rather, because Bluetooth dongles are like tiny things now, aren't they? They're just like so wee little things, and they fucking. That's see, I've got granular grip. It is just really pressure sensitive. Look at that. That's me like just gently moving up and down on the grip button. That's really neat. Don't toggle shame, but yeah. Oh no, I made the pinch gesture. The Koreans are gonna come up after me or whatever. That's a fucking nonsense. Did you do anything? Nothing special. I just did my usual stuff. I didn't do anything on my own, and I just like sat home and watched. Like I'm not in a particularly. I live in a block of flats, so actually not even a block of flats. It's a converted house, and there's not like basically no kids living near me anyway. So it's not like there's a trick or treaters around in my place around my area. So no, nothing particularly Halloweeny out there. I didn't do like a Halloween stream either or anything. I just heard a very loud honk, and I don't know if that was coming from the game or outside. I think that's probably coming from outside. It probably was a car driving past the window. But yeah, no. Mm, so yeah, it is basically doing. The only time it does kind of go funny is if if I'm literally like blocking the line of sight from the Bluetooth dongle to the controllers. So I'm guessing the controllers are positioning themselves just by like doing basically Bluetooth sonar with the receiver is what I'd assume it's doing. Which I guess and it's way more precise, but like, yeah. You got a lot of trick or treaters now. Delightful. But yeah, no, I am just in the very much the wrong kind of place for a trick or treaters to ever be. Like my front door is basically inaccessible. Like the entrance to the block of flats is down a dark alley, so I don't think kids should be going down there anyway. It is also like the middle of the city, so again, not a great place where you really see trick or treaters. I'm not like in the suburbs or a small quaint town. I'm a city rep, so I'm just adjusting the headset. Still getting used to it. I did have to, but like one of my only complaints with the PS2 VR headset is that out of the box, it's not particularly good at staying still or comfortable. So I did have to buy like an adapter kit that put like proper padding on stuff. It was like more like the padding I had on the previous headset, which did have nice padding from the get go. So you might need again, you might not need it, but like for my old for this old one that was like the padding that came with it was very. I don't know if it comes out of the box like that, but it was kind of like weirdly shaped, so I think it was like well used. Mm. So it was like it was probably like, need to get new padding, but again, secondhand stuff. What can you do? All the important bits work. Just having to replace. I like bought specifically expensive padding because I was like, oh, I want to make sure I get stuff that lasts, but you don't have to. There's much cheaper options. But I was like, basically this whole thing was like an early Christmas present to myself again because the old headset was like those very nice speakers, the little built-in speakers that just sit over your ear rather than being like little earphones that go in your ear. That I had to readjust because of Bunny. Those broke. Those were already starting to break when I got the headset, and after a few months of use, they're just barely working at all. So I was like, fuck it. Rather than waiting for them to completely break, I'm just going to get my new headset, and then thankfully the old headset's still under guarantee, so I just need to take that in and get a refund on that. So it was a good entry. It was a good day as well, because I don't think I'd have been willing to spend as much as I did on the whole stuff, everything I needed for the PlayStation 2 for this VR headset if I hadn't had a taste, basically. And like, I'd say I could probably still be fine with the HP Reverb if only like I wasn't an avid. I wouldn't say avid, but like if I wasn't really into Beat Saber Whereas like that's one of the big improvements here is like the actual hand tracking. Uh, Apart from like occasional times where it glitches, which is mostly a regular Beat Saber user. That's apart from when it does some things like that, which I think is possibly because I've rotated myself in a way that has meant that the Bluetooth dongle doesn't have a clear view of me. That's fixable. And again, if it continues to be a problem, the problem isn't with the headset or the controllers, it's a problem with the Bluetooth dongle, and I just need to buy a new one. And those, even the fancy ones of those, are pretty cheap, relatively speaking. So it's like this, not the one I've got at the moment, was still only like £10. I did the same thing I do every night, Pinky. Tried to hit maximum comfort levels by browsing the internet. Yep, that was my Halloween. I just sat around. I did as I was messing around with this whole stuff because I've had this, and also watching the tuning in occasionally to the Dots Classic Vania stuff. I do really want to get a Deathless so I can be on the next year, so I can be on the stream and be like, wow, look at this. I probably, some stupid part of my brain is saying you want to do Deathless Dracula X Chronicles, which is probably like reasonably easy. I would imagine. I feel like getting that Deathless might actually be easier than Rondo Deathless in some way. Maybe specifically as Richter. I don't know. Just the game seemed, from what I've seen of Rondo, just Dracula X Chronicles just seems more forgiving in a lot of ways. And just like you have more time to react to things, I don't know. But so yeah, that's that's next year. But yeah, I would like to get a cool Deathless run. But yes, that's fair. What was I going to say? I had a bunch of other fucking shit to say. But I can't remember. I'm moving closer now. A new apparently gives you their own version of Dots Classic Video Challenge. You may play the series, I haven't touched material type of marathon rather than touching an issue. The only thing she would have dot replay and comment on. I have little competition, true. Not many other people are playing it because they'd rather just play Rondo because fair. Why is it doing? I might need to redoodle some things or just like I'm just gonna. I think this will put me in AFK mode, but I just need to check to make sure I'm actually facing the right way. Oh wow, I am. That'll put me in AFK mode. Good. Okay. I was absolutely. I was absolutely facing the wrong way. That's why the controller was going. Yeah, because there's a. You have the quicksand, yeah. So the another handy thing about the. One of the handy things about the PlayStation 2 VR is I'm no longer using fucking Windows Mixed Reality, which was awful, terrible. That is like I put up with it, but it was just because the old HPV VR 2 went through Windows Mixed Reality, which means I was running whenever I was doing anything VR related, I was running Windows Mixed Reality to run through Steam VR, then to run through whatever I was playing, like VRChat and stuff. And so you're running on these like multiple levels and things. Whilst the PlayStation 2 VR just goes, okay, you've run our app once, we've set it up for Steam VR, you're good to go. You don't have to, because all Windows Mixed Reality does once it's set up is it means that before you go into Steam VR, it plops you down in Windows in Steam VR Home. It plops you down in Windows VR Home, which is just ads. Windows VR Home is just ads for the like 3 Windows Microsoft little demos you can download and then buy a fucking slightly extended version, like they've got a fucking Halo shooting range that isn't a full game. You could buy Super Hot VR, but you don't need to buy that through Windows. You could buy that through Steam. Although, again, if you buy Super Hot VR, then you're not buying the original story because they took out the original story because the creator had a bit of a mental breakdown over it, I guess. You're going to get into VR, I found a model that affirmed my gender, cool big rimmed hat. There are probably so many avatars you could get with cool big rim hats. Like, you can find those so many places. Like, there are a lot of like really good customizable bits in available for VR either via through Booth or through VRChat itself. Now that it's got its own marketplace sorted out, so yeah, you can do it. You can get that big hat. Yeah, still need to sort out this. You need to find a robot model to stop. And there are so, as I've told you before, Isby, there are so many. There are so many robots. There are so many robot girl avatars available in via various means for VRChat. You're not wanting for choice there. Mm, but yeah, Windows Mixed Reality sucks, and things. So every VR system has a different way of handling how to use the cameras on the front, the IR cameras that it uses to which is basically how the headset knows where it is. It's basically just tracking all the different movements and everything in front of it and going, okay, that's where I am. Whilst the controllers use more rudimentary Bluetooth stuff. Paralyzed, but that is the other problem though. You are paralyzed by choice. And there's two things, but if I wanted to use like actually see through as with Windows, I have to open the fucking Windows menu with the Windows button on the controller, and then activate what it has as torches, and with that I get like two basically torches attached to my hat to the where the controllers are pointing that show you what's through the screen. And also, it looks visually neat. It's like, yes, less useful than just turning the whole screen into the camera's view. And on PlayStation VR 2, there's just a button for it on the headset. The headset knows where it is at all times. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it's doing something similar to that. Like, I would not be shocked if there is like some similar kind of technology, but it's just using IR cameras instead of like radar or sonar or whatever. Welcome to the... Hi, Lily! There was another forest... Well, there was another forest map that I was going to use, but it turns out the forests... Did you know this? Forests have a lot of grass. And when you're 3D rendering a lot of grass and a lot of flowers and a lot of plants, that puts a lot of strain on a computer system. And if you're trying to do a stream whilst in VRChat, whilst doing full VR as well, doesn't really work out. So it's like I tested it on desktop mode because I was like, I can't be bothered. I just wanted to find some cool worlds. I don't want to put on the whole headset and everything, and it ran fine. But the moment I tried to do it in VR headset mode, it was just a slideshow. That is one kind of thing that does get kind of like annoying when especially when checking out VR. There's a lot of them just kind of like assume you're running some incredibly expensive piece. You've got like a godlike PC or whatever. It's just 3 renderings of one world. Come on, man. But yeah, no. So I managed to, thankfully, when I was also looking around, I found this is one of the ones I found that was a lot simpler and it runs perfectly fine. It doesn't have as much to explore. The other one was much larger and it had lots of funny little woodland creatures like rabbits and deers, and I think there was a bear somewhere. That's why I brought it up when I saw Lily in the chat. But unfortunately, maybe that was also why it was so low performance, because it had a bunch of creatures in it. There's some quality fan art. It's a skeb, so it's not quite fan art, but it's kind of fan art. That's the kind of thing that's kind of come. That's a topical conversation for pointless fucking drama. So there, people, which I don't really know if I really want to talk about because it's so fucking stupid. No, I'm not going to talk about it. You can look it up on yourself. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not taking part in the world's stupidest fucking cancel drama. That's not even cancel drama. It's just fucking dumb. Okay, you know ISV. It is so dumb. It is so dumb. But yeah, no, it was. The art is was a skeb from Ryuse. I got from Ryuse, who I know for who I picked out for drawing a good picture of my butt because I saw that they drew a good picture of Digi's butt. Like half my skebs these days, I've basically found through the half the people I've requested through skeb these days. I've basically found through Digi, which is funny. It's like Digi or Zoe, and I think that then Digi and Zoe find skeb artists through me and someone else. So we've basically got a great big virtuous circle of finding skeb artists for each other. You said you should probably sue skeb more, which you probably shouldn't, but I think you mean probably used skeb more. I said skeb's good. Is that you have to. Is that the thing you have to remember with skeb is that you aren't like commissioning art you own, and you don't have that communication. The art that you get from skeb is still the property of the creator, so they can do whatever they want with it, and you can't merchandise it. Like they'll probably, and if they say please don't post my work on your socials, then you don't do that. But then, like most, as long as you mention you're a VTuber, most artists will be generally okay with and assume that if you're a VTuber, you're going to post it to socials, and thusly, if they don't want it posted to socials, they won't accept the request. Yes, I won't. It's a hi, VR. Yeah. So I'm currently very restrained on skebs. I've only got one skeb currently in the pipeline. I might start ordering. I don't know what to get anymore. I feel like I've got lots of stuff now. And like what I've realized, you might have noticed I've started doing thumbnails with my actual model rather than with skeb arts. That's just because I feel like it makes the thumbnails more unique. And also it means I'm not compelled to be like, I should get art for this game I'm going to stream once. And just feel really inefficient for. I feel like I should only really be getting art for like really big event stuffs. I'm just in a forest now! Why can't I be in a... Why you gotta be, I was in the desert last time, now I'm in a forest. Where will I be next time? Who knows? I could be anywhere. Why aren't you in a forest? Huh? Why aren't you in a forest right now? Get your computer, get a good, like, satellite connection, whatever, and watch my stream in a forest for the full immersive experience. But don't actually do that because that'll probably cost you a lot of money, and you could just be, like, comfortably watching my stream from here. I could even be in a dance club. I'd have to find, if I wanted to do a stream from a dance, chatting stream from a dance club, I would have to make sure I found a VRChat world that didn't have copyright music blaring. I mean, usually you could turn that off, but like, instead I still remember it was funny as when I was doing random world hopping on stream, and it was fucking, and that would. And I was constantly going, oh no, I can't, I have to find the screen and turn it off now before the VOD gets, copyright struck, and it got copyright struck anyway. Fucking Porter Robinson. I'm wandering off from position again. If I move the camera away rather than physically walking, I can walk with an analog stick. But yeah, it's all there. But yeah, no, I've got like a bunch of other art to get as well from other sources that aren't scared. Wow, like there's stuff I've been to. But it's like I've also, again, I probably should be careful because I did just spend about 300 to 400 pounds total on a VR headset and accessories. So I think I'm gonna take it a bit easy on spending money. I've done my Christmas present to myself from this VR headset, and whilst it was expensive, I definitely consider it worth it. This is definitely a massive upgrade to what I was using before. Like it was so like it was. I'm decently well. Like I wouldn't have spent the money if I didn't have it aware. But yeah, that's just like the cautionary tale is like even if you're buying cheap and used, if you want a really good headset, it's still a headset that isn't going to be like super finicky and be solid. It is still going to be expensive. VR is an expensive thing, sadly. But there are much cheaper barriers to entry. This is only like I only spent this much because I'm really into it, and I've got a fucking full body tracking still coming on the way. So that was another bunch of money. I spent that money already, and that was like that's independent because the full body trackers don't. It's a Slime VR trackers, and they don't really care what headset you're using. I think they just do a similar thing as to what the PlayStation 2 VR controllers, where they're just using Bluetooth pings to find out where they are. Yeah, Lee ordered some trackers for full body tracking to spend the entire time wincing. Ah, it is good though. It is good. I will be looking forward to being able to like actually move my legs properly. What else is there to talk about? Uh, I just need to. The one thing I can also do is the handy PlayStation VR2 feature number whatever is that the headset actually has a forward and backwards slider to it. Like it's just got a button for releasing it, and then you can slide it forwards and backwards whilst you're holding down the button. Which means if when I'm feeling a bit sweaty, I can just take it. I can just like slide it off, and whilst it reduces the field of vision considerably because now it's pushed several like a couple of centimeters further away from my face, it is still usable whilst not whilst letting my face breathe a bit. It's very, 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 very good piece of kit. Well done, Sony. You made something that actually works. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot more Beat Saber now that I don't have to worry about every time I'm doing this. I'm losing all the fucking the hand tracking takes like half a second for it to realize where it is. So that's nice. And also, I found like whilst I was after I'd done previously complaining about how hard it is to find decent hard songs, I'll check the like this decent hard difficulty songs on the custom mods listing thing. I managed to someone had just like done a bunch of really good auto beat maps. It's like just over the past month or so. It was like, oh, that's cool. That was convenient. mm, mm. Like it's just the stuff that hadn't. It was I know that like, it probably like looked like they were doing stuff that like hadn't been done before. Like not many people had really done before because obviously there's like a few of the big ones have a lot of songs like stuff like you say War and whatever. But there's some more, especially some of the recent stuff hasn't had like good beat maps done for it, which is nice. Uh, I need to find my water. Hang on a second. I'm gonna fall down for a second. Da, 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 da. Water required. I can almost see what's on the screens through the IR camera, but Mm-mm. Just have to watch me meditate whilst I drink my water. I'm drinking the water in my mind. Is it? That's just the VRChat AFK pose for when you're like tabbed out or whatever. Let's have an explore. Let's have an explore. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Just walk side by side with me. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there is like weird little. Because I wanted to have a completely deserted forest, but all of them all have some kind of like camp or hovels inside, and this one has cute little hobbit holes for and for little furry friends. I don't know if there's got much else, so you can hang out and watch. Go into one of the little. I did check them out. They all like got all the standard features, all the screens and whatnot, all modern amenities. Yeah, I think the actual exploring area of this one is relatively small, which is fine. First Silent Hill 4 and now this, I just can't escape Hole. That's true. That's just true. That's just true, isn't it? Little mountainous cliff edge up here. Yeah, no, there's really not nowhere particularly far to go. Whole is life simple as. Yeah, of course you'd say that, Isby, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Mm, mm. uh, yeah. Oh, God, Silent Hill 4, man. They just kept making it. They were like, "Oh, game's not tedious enough." Uh, uh, you happy now? Oh, and you wanted a headbutt, stretch the headbutt. Put you back in the frontal view, so I'm more aligned with the tablet and the camera. So I'm going to set that to focus on me rather than anything else. Let's focus on. But yeah, it's just you. Fucking Silent Hill 4. What a game that just kind of like goes on. Oh, so I'll be finishing it this week, but it's like, what a Silent Hill game, but you played the game once and then again, but more annoying. It's fucked up, man. Why would you do this? Why would you make a Silent Hill game where I don't actually care about anyone in it, and then make me have to do an escort quest for the whole for half a game? I'm leaning on a rock that you can't see. So Silent Hill F. At least that one. I thought Silent Hill F was good. I thought people liked Silent Hill F. What the fuck? They gave Silent Hill 4 an inverted castle? Oh god. If only. I mean, kind of is. You are like descending. It is framed whilst you're descending a giant staircase. So maybe it is inverted castle. There's a little bit up here. From what I heard, the real endings are locked from behind new games. That's not too bad. That's like, I mean, the thing with Silent Hill 4 is it's not that it's not that it's asking you to repeat things for different endings. It's just asking you to repeat things to beat the game. And again, you're not just repeating the stage. You're repeating the stage, but now it's more annoying because there's more ghosts and you have an escort character who is very slow because she's got a broken leg. And they thought, yeah, that's a fun idea for the back half of the game. Just go through all the levels again, but now you have to make sure the escort character, you haven't left the escort character behind. Instead, you'll see it when I fucking play it on Thursday. But like, at least Silent Hill F isn't, awful to play. Silent Hill 4 is just boring. That's what I'm here. Like, I hear like Silent Hill F is just like, well, it depends on how much you like the weird combat of Silent Hill F and how much you actually care for its actual tension. But it's actually got characters you care about. Probably, people seem to like the characters in Silent Hill F. No one gives a shit about anyone in Silent Hill 4 because they don't fucking matter. Just a bunch of. You've got your protagonist, who's nobody. You've got a bunch of people who just fucking die. You got Walter. You got the Walter man being all like, ooh. And then you've got your lady neighbor in a sexy outfit. And that's all the characters of Silent Hill 4 that have any kind of real importance to anything. And then they have basically no personality. It's just like, but yeah, I'll probably ramble on more about that on Thursday when I'm actually finishing the game. I mean, like true endings being locked behind New Game Plus or whatever, like that's just fucking Armored Core. That's Armored Core. Ever since like fucking 4. Or I guess 4 answer really. I don't know if 4 had the 4 didn't really have multiple endings. I don't remember. Like 4 answer where they started doing that shit. What else? But yeah, things generally things are going alright. Things going okay. I have banners. Think you've just been playing Galarian's. No, not In Galarian's Ash, you actually meet characters who stick around for a while. Nobody dies for like quite a while in Galarian's Ash. I care more about the characters in Galarian's Ash than I do about anyone in fucking Silent Hill 4. Like, I'm not saying Galarian's Ash is better than Silent Hill 4. But I care about the characters more. The characters like pretty much everyone. There's like one character in Galarian's Ash one named character who dies at a time that isn't like the very ending of the game. Several characters only die. Actually, one character only dies after the events of the game. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I guess dying of something other than old age, I guess. But yeah, so no. Like, I mean, there's a lot of faceless mooks who die in Galarians, Ash, but not like named characters. Like the fucking military lady, while she dies off screen, that's still like halfway through the game, and then like the arsehole commander guy and most of the fucking most of the fucking like Galarian special ops people all don't die until fairly late. Whilst in Silent Hill 4, The Room, you will meet a character in a level, and you will talk to that character. You might not even talk to that character. They might just talk at you for like a couple of lines. And then you'll see that character do something, and then that character will die, and the level will end. And it's like, wow. They'll also die really brutally. Like, there's a level of harm upon humans that you didn't really see in previous Silent Hill games. Like, rendered harm, like, other than people just attacking you and shit. Like, everyone who fucking dies in Silent Hill 4 The Room is really quite grossly and violently killed in front of you. Even if like you don't see it directly, you just come after they've been like a character's been beaten up or is currently burning alive or has been electrocuted alive. It's all quite gruesome. It feels a bit unnecessary for something like Silent Hill. The gruesomeness is supposed to be, I don't know, the monster designs and the vibes. Mm-hmm. Hard. Running out of things to say, and it's not even been an hour. Shit. mm, mm, mm. What else? What else? There's too many things that have been going on in the general. Because I've just been doing fine. I've been like working on improving, being healthier. Admittedly, probably my exercise attempts of just playing Beat Saber is probably not like decently structured enough, and I probably should think about them slightly better. Because like, I watch Isby do the fucking. But the yapping has been nice. How am I your favorite yapper? I only like do these streams once every other week, and otherwise I'm just like, I'm not. That's just a very surprising that you would consider me your favorite when I only really do this. Like, I want to act out leaning on this tree, but I worry if I do it, I'm actually going to physically put too much leaning pressure on and actually fall over. But I can do it just about like this. I've heard Yaptu's that, but yeah, like because like I'm one of the few VTubers who's just like, yeah, I'm going just straight into the video game. The illusion is perfect. Thank you. Like that's what I like. Like I'm not one of those people who's just like, okay, we'll do like talking for a bunch before stream. I'm like, no, you come to stream video. The stream has started. Video game now. Usually. That's why I kind of like save all the yapping for these kinds of bits where I can just like, where I'm also yapping as a way of doing something whilst standing up for like an hour and a bit. Because it's good to not be sitting down. But yeah, so I kind of want to do. I would like to find more VR. Yeah, that's one of those. I do want to get like more VR games to stream. But it's like it's hard to find them that are like a lot of them are. There's just not that many VR games that are actually worth the time. One thing I did see that I might do, and it might be crap, is that there's an upcoming Thief VR game. And I'm like, surely. No, Dot does. Yeah, I got tired of Scrandal pretty early on. I was just like, eh. I got bored of it. I didn't really care about it after the first few times. I did see they did a very funny one for Halloween. I did do that one, but I did that on my own and then told nobody about it. But yeah, I just figured like, there's no point doing stuff just because I see other people doing it. I'll just do my own thing. And what my own thing is I want to sit down, play some video games, and talk to people whilst talking and nonsense, all that jazz. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, lost tracking for a second. Fucking. It's a VR Thief game coming out. And I've never played Thief games, but it's like I've had a lot of friends who are very passionate about the Thief games, and I've watched a few videos, and I've ended up like being like, "Oh, Thief, I know that. I'll watch this video about Thief games." That's how I kind of like know the basics stories of the Thief games, and it's just very funny to me. There's like a VR Thief game coming out where you play as a girl, which is nice. And like the inciting incident of the game appears to be you fucking find minor spoilers for Thief 1 by the way. You find Garrett's mechanical eye. And apparently this is like set decently far into the future despite everything still looking exactly like the same as it did in Thief 1, but higher res. Thief, you can look down and you have egg cups. If only, Lily. I think it's one of those ones where you don't have like any kind of like 3D body, you just have a pair of hands. Thief trespasser, yeah. But yeah, no, it's fucking. Yeah, you fucking find a magical artifact, and like they don't directly say it in the trailer, but it's like just the fact that it's a mechanical eye, and it jams itself into the main character's eyeball, and then the trailer ends with you hearing Garrett's voice. It's like, come the fuck on! Couldn't you move on? It's like, oh, a Thief game, but it's not Garrett, because he's had enough time. There's been enough Thief games about Garrett. Every time it kind of got increasingly forced. And then, oh no, it's Garrett all along. I'm a thief where you upgrade. Oh, if only. But yeah, no, I don't think the character shown in the Thief VR game, she's very like thiefily dressed. You can only really, she's not like got like tight form fitting. Ooh, look at my boobies. She's very like just padded leather, very similar. Again, very evocative of the original like Garrett's like outfits and stuff. But this time it's girl, and it's one of those. They're just like, oh, the city just never changes, despite the fact that in the first two Thief games the city changed a lot. So I don't know what the fuck. No one knows what the fuck to do with Thief, and like it might be a possible VR game, but I don't know if it's going to be very long. But I might stream it just to see. But yeah, you get to have Garrett's husky voice whispering in your ear in the trailer. Like I'm guessing it's just like set reasonably far into the future where Garrett died of old age or whatever. Because it's like the line you hear in the trailer is Garrett going, "What? I thought I was dead." So he probably is dead. Probably had a long, fulfilling career, whatever the hell happened after Thief. He probably was like, I'm just going to live in a quiet shack in the woods after Thief 4 because that was fucking nonsense. But yeah, it was just a very surprise to see. I was just randomly browsing VR games and it was just like, coming soon, Thief VR, Legacy of Shadows. I was like, huh. Like, it looks nice, it looks well presented at the very least. Which means it's probably going to be. That's the thing, is you see a well presented VR game, and it's not called Half-Life Alyx, the main thing you're going to really rapidly realize about VR games that look pretty and aren't called Half-Life Alyx is that they'll be really fucking short. Because it's hard to develop for VR. It's expensive. It's a niche audience. You can't make a full-length game for VR with that kind of high production values. I loved it. Half-Life Alyx is really good. Like I kind of like stopped playing it when I was getting a bit frustrated with the precision of my old controls, but now with this new controls, it's been going great. I think I'm near the end of it, finally. So I don't think I had that much left after I played it live, but it's really, really good. But again, something I was whilst I would have liked to stream it, it's just like the game is so high fidelity and so high. Well, not really like super high fidelity, but high fidelity by like big game VR standards, like long game VR standards. Stream replay, I could do the VODs of it, but again, I've played through half the game already. It's too late now. Also, that wasn't a thing when I started, so meh. That was only introduced in the last couple of months or so, wasn't it? Like sometime this year. It was like. But also, yeah, I kind of like. I think I've turned myself around a bit somehow. Yeah. I just kind of like. I don't have to stream every game. You don't have to see me making silly reactions as I fucking flip over boxes for 30 minutes trying to find goodies. That's a lot of Half-Life Alyx. And flipping over boxes for 30 minutes trying to find goodies is very fun. They've made it a very fun game about flipping over boxes to try and find goodies, but I don't know if that'd be a particularly interesting thing to watch on stream. It sounds adorable. Maybe in years I'll be like, I want to replay Half-Life Alyx, and I'll do that on stream when I have a better computer or whatever. Or maybe it's something I do find game, because like the other big main VR game I'm playing is Sushi Bed, and that's basically a visual novel, so that's not like. I guess it's an interactive visual novel, all where you can move things and you can pick up hogs and stuff, but also like it's fairly slow paced, it's fairly idyllic, it's very adorable. But and you don't need a VR for it. You can play Sushi Bed without VR. Remember that. It's very. I would highly recommend it. It's very, very cute. Well, something's gone off here. What's happening? I think some kind of sync's gone off. It's fine now. It seems fine now. Making sure. Am I still facing? I'm feeling out via the carpet under my feet because I remember there was a rug under my feet that I used to orient myself. And unfortunately, it seems to fuck up if I've accidentally turned myself completely around. But I think I'm running out of steam. I think I'm getting a bit too warm. What I can do. Set forward a little bit so I get some. When I do move the headset forward a bit, it does release some of the sweat, and now some sweat is pouring into my mouth, and I'm going. Ugh. I shouldn't have said that. You're going to be weird about it. You're all going to be weird in chat about hearing me tasting my own sweat. I know you. I know who you are. Anyway. No, you're being regular. Oh, I get. Doubt. Doubting you, Risey. Of all the people you're being regular, of all the people in chat, you are the one most doubted here. For being others. Look at your canvas. I do not believe you're there. Yeah, you'll be fine, J Phantom, actually. You'll be fine. As long as you behave, you know to behave, because if you don't behave, I'll kill you. People like Isaac can get away with it. I know who I am too, but I was more under some form of weight of a sense of comfort and security. I see. I see. But yeah, I think I need to like fiddle with the padding bits on this headset a bit, because it is starting to feel like it's getting a bit too awkward for long-term use. You should do some adjustments. You need to retain some air of mystery. You can't just be feral here at all times. True, but I'm still gonna like point at you. But no, I am tired. I am tired. I think. Fine, point as much as you like. I will. But I think I'm probably gonna say that's enough yapping for me today. Because yeah, I do want to do more VR stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do some like Until You Fall again, because I recently got the clear on the easy mode, and now I have all the weapons unlocked. So maybe I can do streams of trying to do the harder modes. That will be sweaty. That will be insanely sweaty. Anyways, I was saying I like your yapping enough to be a spider. Oh, thank you, Icefish. Thank you. That's good to know. But yeah, I'll try. I do kind of want to do this more regularly. I do want to like try and make this a weekly thing. So rather than just every other week. But I do need to find, basically I need to find more VRChat worlds that are usable, that I can actually stream without explaining. Because this is probably just the bad case, of like the specific case of going for a forest, because forest has grass and people don't really care about optimizing their fucking grass. I wasn't actually looking at the screen, so I don't know how close that kiss ended up being, but hang on, I was doing a weird face, wasn't I? If I do this hand, it won't make a face with it. There we go. Hey, next time. I'm just actually. You just arrived just in time for me to say I'm done. The angry boss have their job. Yeah, next time I'll probably have the have found a control config that doesn't, to avoid all the weird facial expressions and have them like tied to something else. Yeah, I just think because like thankfully people very enthusiastic and have all this shit modded out, like sorted out, and Steam has its own interface for controller configs. Because that's cool. Angry Mars behind you, your ex. Oh no! Oh, my hand tracking is low. Am I still facing forward actually? I am. I don't know what the Bluetooth's being a bit weird here, so I might need to buy a better Bluetooth dongle. One of the ones that has antennas and shit. Just to be on the safer side. But for now, I'm going to bid you adieu. As I say, farewell. I will see you tomorrow, where I'll be finishing the Signalis camera perspective mod, and I'll have a fun little guest for that one. I've got someone coming along just to chat alongside me, and that'll be fine. And then obviously Silent Hill 4 on Thursday, Shadowverse on Sunday this week because I'm busy on Saturday. Is it Kaiden? No, it's not Kaiden. I've been on the chatting end with the Kaiden and doing the perspective mod. I can't just do that again. That'd be silly. Ridiculous. So it would be going full circle. But no. But yeah. Thank you for everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. And remember, I have to do a bunch of faffing about, so please do stick around whilst I find someone to raid. First I need to find a button. Sends me down here.